Now we are live. So, at the very outset, I welcome to all the viewers and my panelist in this webinar. As you know, this webinar is basically organized under the year-long program of Cyber Jaagrookta Abhiyan. This basically program is introduced by Ministry of Education in the month of October. Since then, it is celebrated or organized in different ways on Wednesday of every month, first Wednesday, in fact, of every month. So today is the first Wednesday of the month of February, and today we are organized this webinar, and the topic of this webinar is presenting preventing measures to be taken for cyberspace and reporting the cybercrime. So, without wasting time, I will first introduce my panelist. We have our one of the senior educationist and eminent personality of Kendriya Vidyalaya Agra region, Mr. Haren Singh. He is also one of the PGD Computer Science in Kendriya Vidyalaya Sangathan Agra region. We have another member, Mr. Rahul Mishra. He is expert in the field of artificial intelligence, and he is also one of the educationist of Agra city. I welcome him. And we have a very special guest with us today in this webinar, Mr. Nimish Verma. He is a senior cyber security researcher in Intel. He is having more than 9-year experience in the field of cyber security. So I request to Mr. Nimish Verma, without wasting much time, to please share his experience on the topic of preventing measures to be taken for the cyberspace and reporting the cybercrime. Without wasting my much time, I request to Mr. Nimish to please share your
Yeah,
views.
thanks, Mukesh. Thanks for first of all, thanks for inviting me to this forum to present this webinar. And yep, I think let me share my screen.
Yes.
Do let me know once you are able to see my screen.
Your screen is not shared till now. Yes, right now it is shared.
Okay. So I would like to introduce myself. I'm Nimish Verma. I'm part of cybersecurity research team in Intel. So we deal with securing various products that you see around you, like the laptops, the motherboards, drivers, the devices like graphic card, all of the things, whatever you see in front of you or you can see or touch, those are being tested for security flaws within our team. So I would like to go through the PPT for this particular presentation. So the agenda for this webinar is to understand the preventive measures to be taken in cyberspace, and then we will go through reporting of cyber crimes. So what is cybercrime? So cybercrime is basically a criminal activity that are being carried out by means of computer or the internet. So whenever some attacker is being using computers or internet, that is being called cybercrime. So any activities that are being done on those front. Social engineering. So, social engineering is an art of manipulating someone to divulge sensitive or confidential information, usually through digital communication that can be used for fraudulent purposes. Right. So we humans are social animals, and social engineering is a way wherein attacker exploit those weakness in our sociology, like targeting us based on those weakness. So I will discuss all of the attack vectors that are being present uh, using social engineering as someone will might misuse. So these are the few of the categories of social engineering. Scareware is a way where someone might scare you. Like if you are browsing a site, sometimes you might have observed that sometimes a pop-up will come and will say that uh, your mobile is not updated. Click on this link to update your mobile, or that some sort of message is being popped out, which will scare you to do some actions, like that your mobile is been infected with virus. Click on this link. So these are the scareware. So even your mobile is not infected by virus, the scareware, when you are browsing a particular site, it will prompt you to scare you that click on that link, otherwise your mobile will be infected. So that way you are actually clicking on the virus and infecting your mobile. So other things are email hacking. So you are receiving emails from unknown persons which you don't know, just clicking on the emails and downloading any files. It might be a PDF, it might be a video. So nowadays what happens is a virus doesn't need to be like an executable like .exe file or something. It can be a video, it can be a PDF file also, and it is possible to embed viruses in those files. Access tailgating is a social engineering technique where attackers, it is one of the physical form of social engineering, where suppose you are having your ID cards that are being used to enter into your office or school premises. Now someone can, because there is a time delay between opening the gates and closing the gates, someone can without having an ID card can tailgate you and get enter to the room that is being secured by the secure IDs. Phishing is one of the most prevalent attack surfaces that are being used nowadays. So phishing, the agenda for phishing is to divulge any sensitive information. It can be your banking credentials, it can be your uh, account details like Facebook account details, anything. So phishing, how phishing works is an attacker sends you a mail, either a message in which a link is there. So suppose the site for Amazon is amazon.com, and you receive a mail from balleballeamazon.com, right? So regarding any offer, right? So how they entice a particular user is, they will say that there is an offer on Amazon, and there is huge discount on Amazon or any site, right? And then when you receive those sort of emails, you will be enticed to click on it, and like, okay, you will go to that, click on the URL, and you will open the page, and you will enter your username and credentials. But you will not be aware that this particular site is a dummy site. So this is not original amazon.com sites. So there are tools available on the internet where the original sites can be cloned. Okay, so it looks like our original site. So once you enter your username credential, those credentials are being like taken away by the hackers. So depending on what all information is present in the in your account profile, maybe you have some credit card numbers that are being added there, so they can steal all those details or like place orders on your behalf. DNS spoofing is something which is being carried out to on DNS level. So this is something wherein you can spoof a particular website. So maybe if you are entering facebook.com, that facebook.com link might be pointing to some other domain or some other IP address which is not legitimate. Baiting is something that you might have come across multiple times, that you have won this particular lottery, or you have won this some prize like $1 billion prize or something. That is called baiting. And very good example of this is Nigerian scam. Nigerian scams is a category of those attacks where someone will write a mail to you or send a message to you that you have won some certain amount of money, and then in between that process they will ask you to like transfer some amount. So say they will say transfer 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, and I will give you 1 crore. So those are betting attacks. Physical breaches are the ones where, like, suppose you have gone to any conferences, big conferences, or any places in like cafes, public places like cafes or any restaurants, and you have your laptop or mobile phone with you, and that mobile phone or laptop doesn't have the login credentials, or like any secure login way, like the suppose on the windows you have left the windows without password. So what someone can do is, someone can come to the machine and install any malware on it. Also, there are ways where if even if the your screen password is enabled, someone can inject malwares using your USB points on your laptop, so that those possibilities are there. So always protect your devices, where you, if it is a mobile or whatever computer devices are there, they should not be like put into unsecure locations where you don't trust the persons around them. Pre-testing is a way that is being there, like I think this is the this particular attack takes is very sophisticated in the sense, because it is a targeted attack. So consider a situation where on Facebook you receive a request from your friend. uh, so you when you accept that particular request, so uh, what happens is this particular friend asks for money, right? So on Facebook, we usually have a habit to accept the request without validating, right? So if I see any friend request that has come to my Facebook profile, I'll see, okay, there are three mutual friends. Okay, so this might be a legitimate person. Let me accept it. So there are cases where people create dummy profiles. So what how do it work is, they will first send the request to a person that they will send like couple of requests. So into like 20 people, in 20 people there might be two people that will accept that request. Now because the two people has accepted the request, when you see the request you will see that two mutual friends are already there, so this might be a legitimate person. And then once this person is added to the account, he might ask for help, like a money related help, like can you transfer 1,000 rupees to my account, I have urgent need. So you will think that this is my friend. So those kind of attack is there. So pre-testing is knowing about the victim, and then based on the knowledge of the victim, they create stories, right? Watering hole attack is something that is specific to the sites, wherein specific pages of the sites are being targeted. So whenever you visit that particular site, your machine get infected. Quid pro quo attacks are something like luring the victims. So victims into divulging some information. So this kind of attacks are being done on gaming sites, like so for the cheat codes, like everyone plays games, right? So they might ask us to divulge some information, like transfer some money. Say they will ask, transfer me 100 rupees. I will give you the cheat code for this particular game. So in that case, once you transfer the amount, they will not be providing you any cheat codes or such. The guys will disappear. So that comes into quid pro quo attacks. So these are the basic types of social engineering attacks. And I think for this particular session, the focus should be the financial attacks in the financial sector. So I will also go through few of the materials that I can present you. So so in the financial sector, the things that are being involved are our cards, like ATM cards or debit cards. So nowadays what happens is, whenever you are going to ATM, you should validate whether the ATM is like functioning properly. So sometimes what happens is, attackers, what they will do is, they will fix this particular device here. So there might be like two layers of the device here, and then when you insert the card inside, it will copy your card. So it will create a copy of your card, and those guys also have the password also. Then how do they capture the password, right? ATM machine. Skimming camera, I should put, see, like this thing, right? Skimming camera. This is how attackers like put the cameras in here. If you see this image, right? So they will put one device here where they can clone your card, and they will put one camera here, so they can read your password as well. So whenever you are going to ATM machines, just make sure that such things are not there, right? Even sometimes they also embed this pin based uh, device over here. This is a keypad skimmer that will be sticked by some glue or something. They will stick it for like a week, and between that, how many persons are coming, they will know their card details, they will know their password, so they can log in and transfer the amount from their account. So these things are important from physical perspective. And apart from this, there are other checks that you can also do, like suppose whenever you are receiving messages that are coming from the banks, like some message like from SBI, make sure that you check from where the messages are coming. So just check uh, the sender. So sometimes what happens is the original sender might be SBI something, and what the attackers do is they will register the message with suppose vk.sbi, vkspi. So that way, if we click on those links and log in on the sites, there is a possibility that we might divulge some sensitive information. So this again comes into social engineering, phishing based attacks, right? And other area where attackers might misuse the information that they already have is, suppose you are going to a mall, and how they obtain those information. So suppose you are going to a mall, you are filling some forms and providing your details. Sometimes there are offers that are being placed in the malls where they will ask your username, your mobile number, your address. These details are being asked. If they are not from the company itself, like if you are going to a company store and providing the details, that is okay. But if you are going to a mall and somebody asking for you those details, that you will receive a price for that, you should not provide those details, because using those details, what the attackers do is they will send out the mails on your registered mail ID or something with the asking for particular details, right? So how do we prevent those attacks from occurring? Mm, yeah. How do we tackle cybercrime? Use strong passwords. This is the one of the foremost thing to do. So whenever you are creating your banking details, or any using e-commerce site, always use a strong password. So so password like QWERTY UI, this is a weak password, right? So this is something that is being used everywhere. And if you see this one is coming. So suppose your name is Raju, and this is your date of birth, and if you are creating Raju 1990, that anyone can guess, right? This is the weak password. Welcome 123 is also a weak password, because these are default password that are being placed there. So always keep a habit of creating a strong password. The reason why it is being important is, if your password is short in length, or say if it is only 3 to 4 characters, then it is possible for an attacker to enumerate it, like by sending multiple requests he can enumerate it and guess the password. So that is why it is being recommended to have a strong password, at least more than 10 characters in length. You should always put the password, and it should be a combination of different things, like it should be a combination of numeric characters and numeric digits and all those things, and special symbols should be used when creating the passwords. Be social media savvy is, whenever you are creating any profile like Facebook, Twitter, or YouTube, always make sure that you are creating it in a private mode. So why this helps and how to you is, if you are placing your account in a private mode, suppose Facebook is private mode, nobody else will be able to view your wall, right? So we have a bad habit right now, that wherever we are going, we'll post the updates, right? So suppose I'm going to visit Nainital, I'm going to visit Masuri, I will place those things on Facebook. So what happens is, sometimes uh, attackers, how they exploit those things is, they know that you are not at your home, you are roaming around some other place. So they can person that you don't know, they will have the information to check out your Facebook profile and do some theft on your house. So these sort of issues were reported in past, and these are common things. It is better to lock your profile, whether Facebook or Twitter, with this private setting, so anyone else apart from your friend group is not able to view your activity. Secure your mobile devices. So when we talk about security of mobile devices, what is important is you should always update your mobile devices to the latest version. Why it is being needed? It because uh, when a mobile is particular operating system of a mobile device is being developed, it is a stable version is developed, it might by the years, right? So you might have purchased a mobile phone in say 2020, and currently the 2022 is there. So between this time there might be some issues or bugs that might be reported on the underlying OS of the your Android OS. There might be some bugs that might be reported, that those might be security bugs. So it is important to patch those bugs so that computer viruses and hackers can't use their bugs. So there are bugs present in not only mobile devices or computer as well. So Windows issues those patches on those particular bugs. So how those bugs works is, someone can even your system is protected by password. Someone can access your machine remotely if those bugs are not patched. So those levels of patches are being issued by the different vendors. So you should always patch your mobile devices or computer devices to the latest version. So those are not missing any security related patches. Protect your data. So it's always necessary to protect your data. So your data can be your financial record, tax return, because I know as of now you guys don't have any tax return, but any financial records or any sensitive information that you have, always protect it from posting it to online. Don't share those details to any online channels, or if someone asks you to share your financial record, your username, password, don't share it. And one legitimate, I think there are one wishing is one of the activity that attackers use nowadays. What they do is they will call you, suppose they will call you that I am speaking from SBI, and there is some offer coming on your card, can you provide me your card details? Once you provide the card details, they will ask you, can you provide me the OTP, all those things. So those things are being done. So don't provide those details. Like if someone asks you to provide your customer ID, account number, your password, don't share it with anyone. Okay. Protect your identity online is your personal ID, right? Personal ID like Facebook, you might be putting some more information like name. What is your name? Name is already divulged in Facebook accounts. Your address, phone number. Don't post those things in there. Don't post your home addresses, all those things over internet, or those might be, not be a good thing to share on the internet, because this that will be available for everyone to read. So yeah, keep your current computer current with the latest patches. Update your computer. This is the best practice. Protect your computer with security software. So you should have a good antivirus installed on it. Maybe download Avast or some freeware uh, antiviruses like Avast or Trend Micro. So these are the only download antiviruses from the trusted sites, right? And always enable the firewalls. Firewalls help protect the system from being attackable by attackers. So they always enable those things on your machine. Yep. So do you have any questions like till there?
Yes, we have some queries received from our viewers.
Yeah.
Mr. Nevis, is there any mechanism to making the complaint if somebody got victim or somebody got some sort of uh, crime against him? So where
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I
this
will
is
go through
what
it. I will go.
you might be knowing.
Yeah. So reporting of cybercrime, you can report a cybercrime on. So UP Police has itself a site here. So you can see, you can go through this particular site, UP Police Cyber Cell, and in here you can see there are. Let me open this thing.
I think there is a national cybercrime portal also.
Yes, yes.
www.cybercrime.gov.in, where one can also make the complaint. And there is a helpline number also if somebody
Yes,
has
yes.
some sort of difficulty in lodging their complaint. There is a number 155260. So I request to all the viewers to please note down this number. 155260 is the number where one can make the complaint if somebody has uh, been victim, or somebody has got some sort of fraud, cyber fraud. So he or she may make the complaint over this particular number. And there is a portal also, www.cybercrime.gov.in, where he or she may make the complaint anonymously or by his or her name also.
Yes. So yep, there are numbers. So central government also provide the numbers, and we have some numbers specific to our state. District level numbers are also present on the site, so you can always drop the mail to the provided numbers. So for I think Aligarh and Agra, these are the numbers. Okay, you can go easily go through it on the site itself. They are mentioned.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so you
think
can come.
uh, these are the things I think you want to share with us. Any other panelist who may have any query received from their some viewers? Mr. Rahul, if you have any query related to this, you may ask right
Yeah,
now.
thank you, Mukesh sir. There is one query regarding the session which you have explained right now, and it's a very good session, entertaining session. Really, it was. Sir, I want to know that how the person will be well aware of that which is the authenticate sites and which are the non-authenticate sites, so the unknown person or the layman can understand easy way that he is
Yeah,
going
yeah.
on the right path.
Yeah, got your point. Actually, for any site, right? So whenever we are browsing a site, what we need to take care is let me show you this thing. I was coming to that point. Suppose you see here, these are the domain of Amazon.com, and these are the subdomains. So these are the sites that are being hosted by Amazon. Hiring.amazon.com, aws.amazon.com. These might be different sites hosted by Amazon.com. So what usually happens is whenever you receive a phishing mail, right? So the domain will not be in that order. It not be sell.amazon.com. It will be shell-amazon.com. So that way, so anyone can register. So it might be Amazon n, like repeating the n character, so it will not be exact this thing. So that way you can identify that this is a dummy site. Or one more thing you need to take care is whenever you are browsing a site, it should be https, right? So when it is https, how do we identify that this is being originally hosted by Amazon, right? So
One more,
sell.amazon.com is there.
Mr.
I will
Mr.
click
Nimish,
on
Mr.
yeah.
Nimish, one more query I have received from my viewers. That is, just now we have received. What is the difference
Uh-huh.
between the STTP and HTTPS? A particular
Yeah,
viewer, Naval
I will
Singh,
walk
is
you.
issued this query. Will you please
Yep.
describe this?
Sure, sure. I will describe this. So I was continuing on this thing. So you can view the certificate here, and you can see this is being issued by Amazon. But for the dummy side or phishing side, you will not have this to be issued to Amazon. So that information will not be there. So I will quickly provide one more way to validate. So this is the way I prefer myself. I will come to that HTTPS part. Just let me provide this thing. So so you can put any website. So this is a good tool, whois.domaintool.com. You just go to it here, right? So currently I will view for Wikipedia, search it here. So in here you can see the details, right? So this particular server is owned by Wikipedia itself. Domain name is Wikipedia, and where this particular server is hosted. So this is being hosted by Wikimedia Foundation, which is the parent company of Wikipedia. So things that might be interesting for you is suppose there is some phishing site. So if you go to recently created phishing site, you will see that this is created a week before or a month before. So there might be sites like which lure the students or various job applicants with some, suppose there was a site that I reported last month. So in there was 20,000 posting they have provided for 20,000 posting is not a possibility. So that for me it was fake advertisement, right? So I went on to this domain tools and checked this thing. So you can view the details here. So where this particular site is registered, who is registered, all those information will be available here. So you can identify when this site is created. If it is created 1 week before, then there is the possibility that this is a fictitious site or malicious site that somebody has spinned up. Yep.
Uh,
Okay.
One more query I have received. Uh, this has been Parul. Parul is asking: is there any way to protect ourselves for cyberbullying? Because she is saying she was the victim of cyberbullying. So,
Uh-huh.
is there any way to protect ourselves?
Yeah. So cyberbullying is there is a way. So protecting cyberbullying is, suppose if you are getting it on Facebook, then from a particular person you can block that particular person. Or if there are any ways like you are receiving it through mails, block that particular mail address. You can block that particular mail address. So that way you can prevent it. And even if the person who is doing these things, he is not continuing those things, you can report those things to the nearby police station. So that can be done.
Even she can also aware about the privacy policies of the different social websites, because whatever the contents what are the contents she would share with their friends. That is also very important, because आज की तारीख में most of the crimes are basically revolve around your social media platform.
Hmm.
So that is what I think she must be care about the privacy policy of the different social media website, social social
Yeah.
sites. Now, I think
Yeah. So I
very
was showing yeah, I
yeah,
was
yeah,
showing
yeah.
this thing. So how do you identify a malicious site, right? So one way is to go through domain tools. This is a good site. Just go there and see who has created this site. And other way is to, there is a URL void site. What it does, it fetches data from 43 different antivirus vendors. So if someone has reported this particular site as malicious, you will see it in blacklist here. So right
Okay.
now Wikipedia is safe site, so you're seeing 0 out of 43. You can view where the report was created, or first report when it was fired. All those certain details you can identify it. And coming on to HTTPS, the difference between HTTPS and HTTPS is a secure protocol actually. So when I say secure, everything that is being exchanged between it, whenever you are providing your credentials over HTTP, those will go encrypted over network. But if you are using HTTP, those credential will be in the clear text. That means anyone who is suppose I am sitting in a cafe and I am browsing that HTTP site and providing the credential. Anyone who is connected to the network, he will be able to read the credentials. So that's why it is not recommended to use HTTP based sites, or always check whether the site you are using or providing credential is running on HTTPS. So you can identify it with this lock icon. This is running on HTTPS.
Uh, Thank you very much, Nimesh. I am very grateful to you for sparing your valuable time with us. And definitely, you have explained, you have covered all the things in a very befitting manner. So, I personally, on behalf of the entire family, I thanks to you for your valuable time. Thank you, Nimeshji, and I also thanks
Thank you.
to all the viewers and all the panelists as well to spare your valuable time. Thank you, Rahul Mishraji, and thank you, Harin sir. Thank you, Nimesh, once again. So it's time to wind up this webinar. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thanks.